Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you another first one, I'm pretty sure. I think I haven't played 24th National Guard and uploaded a video on it yet. I have played it quite a bit in the past, actually, but this is my first video on them. You can see we're back on Blue Forest. And it seems like we're gonna be on Blue Forest for like the next at least month, maybe even 2 months, because Eugen has a cool workflow where they only update when it's DLC and small updates in between. No. Apparently not a thing, because why would you need to, do a balance patch when the meta is so boring that I would rather watch grass grow sometimes. Like we had the Steel Division League finals recently. Simulated Division, I guess it is, because it's the WARNO League and not Steel Division, right? And the first game between Yukipo and Berthex, I mean, of course it was like extreme, but it was literally 30 minutes of nothing happening. And then the last 10 minutes were an actual game. Like, what the fuck is this at this point? But well, we have to work with what we have. And in this case, I have the National Guard. This is a division that was giga broken in the last patch because they get a lot of Dragon 1s, and as we can all remember, the Dragon 1 was omega busted because they get the Engineer Dragon and then also the Fire Team Dragon, the Reservist one, which also uses the Dragon 1, and then also obviously the normal Fire Teams with the Dragon 2. So just ATGMs out the wazoo. Now they are still a strong division, but, well, not straight up broken anymore. Going up against 2nd Panzergren. So I was thinking about how to approach this matchup, as I already played this matchup with 5th on this map, also playing from the same side if I remember correctly. So I thought about going for Foxtrot more heavily, though like with 5th Panzer after the game that I lost. I didn't upload it, just in case you're wondering. In this case I wasn't sure, because I don't have a straight advantage over him in tanks, so might not be the best decision, but the problem is going into the city is also fairly risky, because he gets quite a lot of the high HP squads. Like, the weird thing with West Germany is that their Panzergrens are absolute ass, but almost all the other infantry is actually pretty good, or like at least decent, and has large squad sizes, and that's basically all that matters in the current meta. So I didn't think that this would be the best idea, because I rely a lot on the fire teams, and especially the National Guard fire teams are pretty ass, because they're 6-man and reservist. Is like basically the only squad that Panzergrens can actually win against in the whole fucking game. My advantage, on the other hand, is that I get a lot of Bradleys, specifically with those National Guard fire teams. They get cheap Bradleys. I have to know this is the Dragon one. Do I have it deployed? Yeah, here. This is the National Guard, and there's a 25 points, and their National Guard Bradley, which only has an ITO, another TOW 2, is also cheaper, so 55 points. Also reservist, to be fair, but doesn't matter that much for the Bradley. And yeah, I mean, that's a very cheap combination. You get 80 points, still a very strong IFV, and like an okay infantry squad. But, well, as I said, it's okay for like holding the line. Sorry, have been struggling with like a really dry mouth recently. Don't know what's going on there, but it do be like that sometimes. But yeah, anyway, the other big problem is obviously that 2nd Panzergren has forward deployed. So you can see I'm deploying defensively here, to catch him off, because I know that if I deploy in a position here, his infantry will get close enough to engage me, and then like my forward deployed is just a sniper. Like a sniper 1v1 against a Fallschirmjäger will actually win, I'm pretty sure. But considering that he will most likely attack with more stuff, if he attacks through here, this is a bad idea. And I mean, if he doesn't attack through here, I can then just move up my units later on. Also bringing up a 50 cal there, Engineer Dragon, I'm pretty sure. Also a National Guard Stinger. I started to try them out because a bunch of people said that they're pretty worth it, because they still do 5 damage and a 45% accuracy, but only cost 30 points. And you get 12 of them. Then a sniper in the lumber mill in the tower. Fairly obvious, I think. National Guard on the flank for as a tripwire. Then you can see also only 2 squads for the lumber mill, Engineer Dragon, and the fire team, National Guard fire team that I showed you before. And then a bunch of infantry going into Bravo. You can see also defensively, because yeah, I don't want to be caught off by a bunch of Fallschirmjäger and Panzerfaust 3. And then on the left-hand flank, it's a sniper, and then I'm pretty sure it's like what goes there. Oh, this is 2 National Guard fire teams also going into the Bravo sector with Engineer Dragon, I'm pretty sure, and the military police. The one of the special squads of the National Guard are the very big military police squads, and yeah, that's what I remembered, right? 2 Dragon 2 fire teams with their Bradleys going into the forest line here to then be moved up further. Because I was expecting some mechanized push over here, and 2 Dragon 2s with 2 Bradleys behind supporting them should be good enough. Chaparral for the middle, and then another Stinger for the left-hand flank. Also have 2 of those National Guard Ito jeeps, pretty decent for 40 points. Get a pretty good ATGM with good range, good accuracy, even though that doesn't matter because my ATGMs always miss. Have been quite a few rough games, not gonna lie, with 60% rockets missing 2 times in a row. But anyway, I can see that there's quite a heavy push coming into the lumber mill, and yeah, I'm not ready for it at all. Only 1 sniper, and you can see there's a lot coming in. His F-16 circling around, but I didn't deploy any air initially, because I know that, well, West Germany doesn't get any attack helicopters, and also not any, like, good heli-borne infantry. The good FS Jäger are all normal truck infantry. Called in the Phantom still because I wasn't sure whether it was just the F-16, but it was just the F-16. Tried to retreat the sniper, but that is will not go well. And yet there is actually a kind of mechanized push coming in here, though it's recon vehicles mostly. And yeah, a lot of infantry also coming in here, and then also infantry coming in here. So I basically called all his pushes perfectly. My infantry got in place here. The only thing I didn't call was the big push in the lumber mill, and yet there's really no chance for me to reconquer that. So I was focusing on the center here. Ito perfectly placed to kill off his recon scimitars. NW1 coming in for the juicy target here. Didn't micro it in time, so the engineer and the military police both die. But 1 engineer survives, and now both the fire teams come in, and yeah, the FS Jäger here are... Those 2 are quite low. This one is still full HP, but I can position the Bradley so they can engage them without being in range of the Panzerfaust 3. Retreated the sniper and the 50 cal here, or rather the 50 cal got routed. Because the FS Jäger were doing quite a number of them, because I think there were also 2 or 3 infantry squads here, but the Engineer Dragon can still keep them at bay. Here the Bradley also died, but I noticed that there was no AA, so I called in 2 Cobras to basically clear out the lumber camp. Because there's also one big disadvantage of 2nd Panzergrenadier, they don't get any forward deploy AA. Though it's honestly not that bad, because you get an excellent F-16 shotgun fighter, and then you also get the Gepard, which are amazing against any type of helicopter, and are also actually good against air. It's one of the last SPGs to actually do something in the game, which obviously makes me proud because the Gepard is based. But like, let's be real, the Shilka should also be able to target like something and do more damage than a goddamn 20mm AA gun glued to a freaking French truck. This is just absurd that this does more damage than a Shilka. But yeah, you can see left-hand flank also going pretty good. Spotted an FSJäger Aufklärer here, so move the Fireteam Dragon there to intercept him before he can use his Panzerfaust 3 on my Bradleys. Killed off all the scimitars, move up the Fireteam Dragon here a bit closer. The problem is now that I'm lacking a command, because the command here captured the sector, but then got sniped by a Panzerfaust. F-16 killed off one Cobra on, only, and didn't kill off the second, so this is honestly quite bad for an F-16. The shotgun one, this is. And yeah, I'm using the infantry I have here to retake the lumber mill as quick as I can. You can see also more infantry on the way, though this is a bit bad because I brought in the engineers to take on the FSJäger, but now the infantry is dead, and I would need some ATGMs or something maybe to catch off his new reinforcements down the road. But now I will have 3 engineers with satchels that won't do anything, and the Fireteam Law that also can't catch anything off at range. So that was a bit unlucky, honestly. Or well, just not an optimal call-in by me, let's put it like that. Also supplies coming in for repairs. A Gepard here. So good thing I retreated the Cobra and landed it. Have 2 Phantoms circling now, just in case he gets more bombers. Because my AA net is also very weak. Bow 105 coming in, Stinger here in the back, basically forgotten by me. Ito Jeep running low on supplies, but I prioritized repairing the engineers. I didn't want to push forward because I wasn't really sure if I killed off everything here, and I didn't want to lose the infantry I still had here. I am still at a +1 tick, surprisingly enough. Didn't really understand what was going on there. But I guess his idea was to invest massively into a lot of forward deployed and recon units to get a lot of ground early on, and then send in a command behind it to capture all the stuff. Phantom here, by the way, massively overextending to kill off the Bow 105. Gets double hit, pretty unlucky. But yeah, I think that was his idea, but that didn't really work out like at all, because he didn't have any AA to cover this whole advance here, and all the other advances also failed because recon is useless. I'm pretty sure he didn't even see the Ito firing at him, even though he had like recon vehicles being fired at. Yeah, repaired the 50 cal and the sniper, so I moved him back into position. A sniper will obviously now be pretty bad because it takes them 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure, of standing still. Does it say somewhere? Oh yeah, must remain still for 10 seconds. So for the first 10 seconds, the snipers will be pretty useless. Also bought in a new recon squad, Stingers, here just to have some air defense. But yeah, still no real ATGMs. Bradley on the way with the Dragon team. That's pretty good, but takes some time. That's also, honestly, one of my big complaints with 24th. Or not complaints, but one thing that I don't like about them, let's put it like that, is that all your cheap infantry comes in Bradleys and takes a lot of time to come to the front line. You can say, well, you can track them in the trucks. Yeah, but that's kind of not the point of them. Like, why would you take them? Because if you take them without the Bradley, it's just a completely shitty squad. You have all the engineers, but the engineers don't have any close range AT. I guess you can maybe bring some fire team without the Bradleys, but I also always feel weird about that. He is moving in the Jäger Aufklärer, but because I have the building and the fire team, like if they are not disheartened, or reservist, I guess it's called in WARNO, they're pretty decent because they have 2 machine guns, so moving over the open is a pretty bad idea. Especially considering he doesn't have anything to support that. Phantom diving against the Bow 105 again. Gets killed by the tornado. I mean, that's fair enough, but I wanted to sacrifice it just to keep the Bradley alive. That was fine by me, honestly. Because I'm pretty sure the MW1 he used in the beginning died on its first pass. So, like, that's a trade I'm willing to make at the moment. He's bringing in the Panzergrenadier with the Carl Gustav, which is a very weird choice. I mean, they are a lot better than a normal Panzergrenadier because they're 6-man, and that's already a pretty big difference. But they only get the martyrs without the ATGM. And that's pretty bad in my opinion. Buying in a command tank now for the right flank. Also captured the left point with the command M1 IP. So I am in a very good position. After being pushed early on quite aggressively, I managed to stabilize. I was afraid that, because there's nothing going on right now, I was afraid that he will start like bunching up a tank push on the left-hand flank with a bunch of Leopard 1s, maybe also some Leopard 2s, though if you go for mass, you would rather go for Leopard 1s, obviously. His push on the right-hand side has completely failed, so I was feeling pretty good about this side of the map. Also killed off the Gepard there. Nothing much going on here. I was also assuming he would try to push in here again, because as I said, he gets better infantry than me. Like, as long as he gets into the town fight, he should be good. But he didn't think so. I guess last Cobra gets killed off by the tornado. Unlucky. Also, one of the National Guard stingers died in one of the buildings here. Pretty bad. And now you can see the problem here. I only have one Fireteam Dragon and one Bradley. So those two martyrs are pretty much free to engage. Because that was also pretty dumb by me. I should have just bought an Ito and put it into the tower here, and I would have been good. But, well, so he decided to attack through here even more. Bradley, by the way, missing two 65% accuracy Totus on a range of 1.5 kilometers. Yeah, this is just... I don't even know what to say to that, honestly. Spotted command here, but like not much I can do. The dragon is focusing down the martyrs, which is a decent idea, honestly, because they're kind of killing him. Bradley actually one-shots the Gepard. Yeah, the Gepard, alright. Let's see whether he hits the martyr. Actually does. Fantastic. He also leveled up, so I guess that's something. Bought an M1 IP for the center, so I started to muff up, because I now have some fire support here. Buying in more stuff on the left-hand flank, just in case he attacks there. His weird attack in the lumber mill is still going on. He gets his command in, because, yeah, I don't have enough AT. I only have anti-infantry. F-16 fighting against the Eagle. My Eagle hitting his last rocket, finally. And you can see two Gepards, like, do 5 damage against the Eagle, almost 6 damage. So, and this is not upvetted, by the way. So Gepards are really, really good. Command tank finally arrives, and yeah, well, I'm still at a +1 tick now. Because I also have, how's it called? Yeah, Foxtrot. He tries to come in here, but yeah, I have 1, 2, 3. I had 4 Bradleys, now I have only 3 Bradleys. And a Fireteam Dragon. And I have a Ito Jeep in the backline still. So yeah, that advance for him really doesn't go that well. I'm buying in a Strike Eagle because I wanted to strike his command Leopard 2, but I lose sight of it. 2 Harriers coming in, bombing my engineers. There was a good shout by him. Ito finally coming in, but honestly I should have also ramped up my air defense on the right-hand flank. Was not the best choice here by me. Tornado, I'm pretty sure it hits itself with its own rocket while gun running the Apache and killing it off. By the way, that was a bit sad. I decided to target the infantry because I had good sight of it, and there were 3 squads in one building. Normally you don't want to target the Panzergrenadier with your Strike Eagle because it's not really worth it. Because it's just a 5-man, like, the worst infantry squad in the game. But with 2 Panzergrenadier and Jäger Aufklärer, that was a juicy target, so might as well. Retreated it quickly because the tornado was on my ass and I really didn't want to lose it. His command here got killed off by Ito, maybe? or I'm not even sure what killed off his commander in a sector, or something did. Maybe it was the M1IP that got some weird sideline on it. So really not looking good for him. The push here completely failed because I have a bunch of ATGMs and he didn't contest me here at all after the beginning. Have resupplied all the stuff there in the back. Panzergrenadier with the Carl Gustav shooting one last shot and hitting but only doing 1 damage. And then dying because he had like 1 HP, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I was feeling pretty comfortable at this point. I have managed to fight off all his more or less massive pushes, especially in the beginning. That was really, really wanky. Not a wanky, was a wonky. Wanky is something different, I think. But for the moment, it's looking pretty good. Martyr 1A3 coming in with some infantry, but being hit by the Bradley, even though he smoked off like half an hour before the TOW arrived. But yeah, ATGMs in this game are cool. You can't see them and they hit you all the time. M113 is a pretty weird choice, honestly, because it only has a MG3 machine gun. And yeah, he surrenders because I was having a pretty good pretty good map control, and with this early push completely collapsing, there was not much he could do. Yeah, so it was a interesting game, considering the opener was so aggressive. But I managed to survive it, and that was the most important part. A Phantom killing of the Tornado MW1 early on was pretty good. It was, I think, a decent idea by him. I know I say that buying early air is very risky, but in this case, there was a good target for him. And I didn't have that much air defense, but it was just unlucky that the Phantom was just around the corner and then killed off the MW1, and that's very, very painful. National Guard. Bradley getting quite a few kills here. This one getting day to get a kill 3 FS Jäger. So the problem is you can't, like, you have to use the FS Jäger aggressively, but you can't use them too aggressively. Like, you need to have support behind them. And that was a bit weird. Like, he had a very aggressive opener, but then there was nothing behind it. Like, I pushed out his FS Jäger and then that was it. I didn't understand that really. And then in the lumber mill fight, his FS Jäger actually won, but then they had no air defense at all. No fighter, no Gepard, no, not even a Fliegerfaust. Like, that was just bad. Those 2 Cobras just, they didn't get I'm not even sure they paid themselves off, but those kills were very, very important because they came in so early. The Phantom here only killing 1 Bobo on a 5, definitely not worth it. This Bradley, though, definitely worth it, with 2 Gepards and 3 Martyrs, even though those are the Martyrs without the ATGM, but let's not talk about that. And yeah, that was basically it. And the Strike Eagle getting 1 strike off, killing 3 infantry squads. The Apache killed the command vehicle in the lumber mill. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, actually. Because it was spotted, I think, most of the time by the National Guard scouts. And the Apache with its Hellfire, killing it off. Very nice. And yeah, this Tornado doing quite a lot of work, killing off 2 Phantoms and 2 helicopters. But other than that, no, really didn't do that well. Like, as I said, you need to have an early push, but then also continue to push. You can't just apply pressure and then fall off, because then this happens. Your enemy just comes back, goes on the offensive, and you don't have any defenses set up because you were going to attack. Right now, all your attack has died, and there's nothing on the map. So interesting idea by my enemy. Caught me off guard in lumber mill, but yeah, didn't follow through with it. So lesson for us all to learn: be decisive and have enough air defense. That's very important. So I hope you liked this little bit of a shorter video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.